The death of the Sun. If the Sun were to die, it would mark the end of life as we know it on Earth. The Sun is a main sequence star, and it has been in this phase for about 4.5 billion years. During this time, it has been converting hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion, which generates the energy that sustains life on Earth. However, the Sun has not got infinite amount of fuel, and it is estimated that it has about 5 billion years left in its main sequence phase. After this, the Sun will begin to run out of hydrogen fuel in its core and it will start to fuse helium into heavier elements. This process will cause the Sun to expand into a red giant, and it will ultimately swallow the inner planets, including Earth. As the Sun continues to fuse heavier elements, it will eventually shed its outer layers, leaving behind a hot, dense core called a white dwarf. This remnant will slowly cool and fade into darkness, no longer emitting any heat or light. Without the Sun's energy, all life on Earth will be extinguished and the planet will become a frozen, dead world. The death of the Sun will also have a major impact on the rest of the solar system. The loss of the Sun's gravity will cause the outer planets to be ejected from the solar system, while the inner planets will be consumed by the Sun or become trapped in unstable orbits. It's important to note that this process will take billions of years and humans, as well as all life on Earth, will not be around to see the fate of the Sun. But it's always fascinating and important to understand the science behind the natural phenomena of our universe. After the Sun becomes a red giant, it will continue to fuse heavier elements, eventually becoming a planetary nebula. During this phase, the Sun will shed its outer layers, leaving behind a hot, dense core called a white dwarf. The white dwarf will gradually cool over time, no longer emitting any heat or light. The death of the Sun will also have a significant impact on the rest of the solar system. The outer planets, such as Jupiter and Saturn, will be ejected from the solar system due to the loss of the Sun's gravity. The inner planets, including Earth, will be consumed by the Sun or become trapped in unstable orbits. This means that any remaining life on these planets will not survive the red giant phase of the Sun. The end of the Sun's life will also mark the end of the solar system as we know it. The white dwarf will eventually fade into darkness, becoming a black dwarf. This process will take trillions of years, and it's likely that no other star or planet will come close enough to interact with the remains of the Sun and its planetary system. It's important to note that the death of the Sun will not affect the rest of the galaxy, as the Sun is just one of the billions of stars in the Milky Way. However, the loss of the Sun and its planetary system will mark the end of a unique and important chapter in the history of the galaxy. In conclusion, the death of the Sun marks the end of life as we know it on Earth and the end of the solar system as we know it. It's a slow process that will take billions of years, but it's fascinating to understand the science behind the natural phenomena of our universe. It also reminds us of the importance of studying and understanding our place in the cosmos, and the role that stars and planets play in the grand scheme of things.